Fitting in. Just want to tell this quick story. It seems like all of my life I've been trying to fit in. And I see that happen with a lot of people growing up, especially when you grow up, sort of indigent in a way where you may not, when you first realize that everybody else got certain things that you don't have, like food, housing, clothes. We was going through a lot of that when I was growing up. And was a lot of times where, groups would talk down on my family, me, or whatnot. It would make me feel a certain way, I remember one story. I remember one time, I think I was in the 7th grade. My brother was in the 9th. And, during Christmas vacation, everybody getting all these things. That Christmas, we probably didn't get nothing. And, yeah, I don't think we got anything that Christmas. And I remember one year I got a pair of socks, and they were mix matched for Christmas. The only thing I got, a pair of mix matched socks. And my sister, she got some stuff. My brother, I think he got a couple of things, and we both got socks. His was matching, but mine wasn't. I don't know if he remembers that, but all that stuff did something to me when I was a kid growing up. And took me, to coming of age to realize, what was going on. But, so all of my life I've been trying to fit in, it seems like, I don't know, I couldn't get a grip on, like, fuck what everybody else is thinking, or, focus on something else, focus on you, focus on, bettering yourself for your future and things like that. It was hard for me to do that because I was just I so wanted to fit in. My brother was a big sports star. I wanted to try to fit in with that. I couldn't, I wasn't too fast at track, and I was good at football, but for whatever reason, only played 1 year. And I was all right at wrestling, and I did a few years, but really it was me trying to be like my brother and trying to fit in with, because that's what was going on when I was young. Everybody was in sports and things like that. I grew up in Oklahoma. And so, started off when I was young in Oklahoma, trying to fit in, and nothing never really worked. And I grew up in a family where we had different fathers. We had the same mothers, but different fathers. And it seems like my siblings' fathers and their side of the family was more affluent. And they had more stuff and more, it seemed like they had more going for them than I had going for me, because my father's side of the family never was doing too well. And then, wasn't having really nothing, and so it seemed like, I was always gravitating towards trying to, get things, be in a certain position, or, just, trying to, be like everybody else in a weird way, and which is stupid. And, so, I grew up with this wanting to fit in, because I really never had nothing. Then when I first moved to Modesto, California, if you guys ever seen any of my stories, I remember when I first started gang banging or trying to gang bang, I got introduced to the Crips. And so that was cool, only because it was kind of like I'm a part of something, you know. And I didn't know too much about the Bloods or anything like that. And I just knew about the Crips. First learned about the Crips when I was uh, in what was it, the third grade, you know. Moved to San Jose, California, you know. Even before that, we was in L.A. in Inglewood for a minute. I heard about some guy wearing a red shirt getting shot at the swimming pool. We was getting ready to go swimming, and our swimming trip got canceled. We was in Inglewood. Some guy with a red shirt got killed or something at the swimming pool that we were getting ready to go to. So that was the first time I was hearing about these colors and gangbang, and I was kind of confused. But when I first latched on to the colors, it was the Crips. And the blood thing was the only thing I knew about, you know, in Inglewood. But when I first really started hearing about the gangs, it was the Crips. It was the Sons of Tamora Crips, and it was the Hoover Crips. That's what I gravitated towards. I didn't know nothing about the Hoovers, you know, but I knew about the SOS because I grew up around them in San Jose when we moved to California. So it was cool. So I met some guys that were, you know, sort of in that field. So, you know, okay, this is what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? This is what we're doing. We got a little gang now and shit. And so, you know, I was always drawing. I was always an artist. I was always dancing to pop lock. You know, I was always writing poems, reading books. You know, I don't know if you guys remember the Bookmobile. You know, I was always this artist, but I didn't know how to break out and try to focus on me. You know, I was too busy trying to focus on friendship and, you know, trying to fit in. And, you know, I couldn't, that's the only way I can describe it. I was just too busy focused on that. And, you know, I didn't know it was fucking me up, you know, because it was making me dependent on something that, you know, that was kind of false, you know, because do you if motherfuckers, you know, I had to learn this. Motherfuckers don't come around, they're going to come around regardless, you know what I'm saying? Do you know, if they ain't your friends, it'll show, you know, do you. But I wasn't like that. I would just really wanted my friends to really like me. I wouldn't even want a girlfriend, because, you know, when I was younger, I didn't have no girlfriends. Girls didn't like me, you know, because we were poor. My hair was nappy. I was dark-skinned, you know, I was getting called names, you know, clothes was busted up, shoes was busted up. I remember one year I didn't have no shoes to wear to school and shit. It's another story. You know, shit like that. So I've always tried to focus on, you know, on my appearance and stuff like that, you know, and because I used to get talked about. So I wasn't focused on the right things. And you people really need to listen to me. Focus on yourself. Focus on the right thing. Focus on what's going to get you ahead in the future. Because it's crazy when you're young, it's all this fitting in. You know, high school, junior high, that shit can be really hard. Those years can be really hard. You know, elementary, it can be really hard because kids can be rough. You know, kids is unfiltered sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And so they're going to give you what they feel and whatever they, you know, their parents taught them how to react towards certain situations. That's how they're going to come. It's not their fault. Their parents' fault. It's not really not their parents, but society's fault. So it's a peel back the layer snowball effect, you know, type of situation when these kids and, you know, when acting weird towards people and stuff like that, you know, and, you know, and makes it hard for people to fit in and stuff like that. You know, it's crazy, you know, whose fault it is, really, you know. But I just want to say, you know, try to focus on self. When you're in elementary, try to focus on self. You know, got people all around doing certain things, saying certain things. You know, try to focus on your education. Really focus on your education. Focus on your elevating yourself, whatever you're good at. You know what I'm saying? Focus on making that, you know what I'm saying, the best and all this old type stuff. So when you get in the future, and you find, when you get older in the future, you'll find your calling. Okay, I was good at this for these years. There's my money. You know what I'm saying? I can do this and make money at it. And people are going to start coming around you. When they see you're successful and you don't give a fuck and you ain't no punk, you know what I'm saying? You ain't letting nobody whoop your ass or nothing like that. You know, whatever the fuck, whatnot. You're holding your own to a certain degree. You know what I'm saying? But it's going to be some bullies out there where, you know, you're going to be tested, where you're going to be scared. You're going to have to, you know what I'm saying, maybe run away or something. I don't know. I guess we can figure all that out. You know what I'm saying? But the most important part is focus on yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because so long I tried to fit in, never worked. So when I started gang banging and shit like that, it started, get me in, to a certain degree, And I was quiet. I didn't know how to communicate. I was quiet. So, I used to have the people used to come to talk to me instead of me talking to people, especially girls and shit like that. And so fast forward, when I moved to Modesto, California, it was another fitting in situation. I remember I went to high school. When I first go to Modesto High School, well, I went to Bayer first. That's another story. But when I first went to Modesto High School, didn't know nobody, just trying to fit in, just trying to fit in. So I had the cripping going for myself. You know what I'm saying? And so I wanted to show motherfuckers this is what I'm doing. So some people congrats. Hey, you wanted what I am. You know what I'm saying? Hey, and that's just basically how it happened. You know what I'm saying? I showed that I was a down motherfucker, this rider. I had this all in my head. My whole going West Ohio, my outfit, everything was all a play. It was all a play. You know what I'm saying? I wanted people to see what I'm about. So that's my speaking. You know what I'm saying? That's my speaking. I didn't know nothing, I remember going to music class and I was thinking about all this because, I got up thinking about this. I was thinking about music class. So when I first went up to high, I went to music class. Now I love music. And I was getting good at some of the things they were teaching me. And we was on the piano, we was learning chopsticks and all that old type shit first. And, and if I was serious about music class, no one what I could have no wonder why I could have been, but it was I had a few females up in there. I remember Mona was up in there. My homegirl was not Monique Brown was up in there, and so it was so I'm trying to fit in. I got a funny hairdo. I wanted the Jerry curl. Jerry curl was in, but I didn't have no money for them, so I had the scary curl. So I had to make it look kind of cool, and so I was worried about my hair not looking cool. I was worried about not having the right outfit because I really didn't have no clothes until my Aunt Bob gave me some money, to go buy a couple of outfits and shit. And so, I was internally, I was focused on how I'm looking. Am I looking okay? Am I sitting right in the desk? Or all this old shit. I wasn't really focused on the music. I wasn't focused on music. I was focused on trying to fit in and trying to let people see that I'm cripping and that, look at me type shit, right? And I didn't know where that was going to get me. I thought, and so for years, that's what I have been doing. Even fast forward, you know what I'm saying, to when I first started selling dope, you know what I'm saying, when I was 16, 17 years old. When I started the bedrock thing, going to a different area of town, meeting new people, trying to fit. I was hearing people talking about me, my homeboys talking about me behind my back, like this nigga crazy, or, they were saying little weird shit, and they would know I would, then when they pop out, they'll change the conversation. You could tell they was talking about a nigga, but I heard them. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I really ain't fitting in. Like, this shit ain't working. I thought I was really fitting in, but this shit ain't working. They just coming around and just kind of like, I'm like the clown. I'm like, they'll come, but they wouldn't say nothing because they know I would pop off real quick. You know what I'm saying? They wouldn't do anything, but, eventually I met some cool motherfucker, but they was looking beyond that and saw the real me and just, they love me for me, but them niggas is dead. Crazy shit. Them niggas is dead. You know what I'm saying? And so the three niggas that really saw me for the real me, and a couple of females that I ran through and I should have been more tighter with, they're all gone. They're all gone. My homeboys is dead. And so it left me in a life where I feel like I'm by myself because I don't fit in. I never fit in. I never fit in. All my life I've been trying to fit in. I've been trying to fit in. It took me years to understand that get your own shit, and if you build it, they will come. That's a true story. That's a true shit. That's the true shit. You could be standing around, expecting a crowd and all this old shit, whatever you're doing, whatever antics you're doing, but no crowd comes, and you're just looking at an empty row of seats and you're on the stage and ain't nobody looking, ain't nobody clapping, and you just by yourself. You know, when that happens, you got to switch it up. Somebody told me this thing. You got to switch it up if you're looking for that crowd. You know what I'm saying? If they ain't showing, you got to switch it up. You got to get into yourself and understand what you're good at and work hard at. And if that crowd is what's the end all of what you're doing, it's going to be there. It's going to be there. Just do you. I had to learn it the hard way. I had to learn it the hard way. Not do you on some selfish shit, but whatever makes you good and what you're good at, do that and do it well. You know what I'm saying? And I can say fuck what everybody else say, but it's easier said than done. You know what I'm saying? When they say sticks and stones may break my bones and words will never hurt me, but words hurt. Words hurt. You know, words can get a motherfucker murdered. You know, words can get some words can cause some serious shit. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm getting off topic a little bit, but you know, fitting in, fit in with yourself first. Fit in with yourself first. Try to understand self. And for your parents, it's your kids at school going through things, and put in their head, work on yourself. You know, don't be a punk. You know what I'm saying? If somebody starts something with you, pick up something and knock their motherfucking head off. They won't do it no more. You know what I'm saying? Pick up something and knock their motherfucking head off. You might get suspended and all that old type shit, but you know what I'm saying? Motherfucker to learn not to put their hands on. That's what your parents need to teach your kids. Because, you know what I'm saying? That's what our parents taught us. Knock their motherfucking head off. They put their hands on. Anybody put their hands on you scared, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, whatnot. They shouldn't be putting their hands on you in the first place. Pick up something and knock their motherfucking head off. You know what I'm saying? She used to call them chili reds. If you see a chili red, them bricks that they build buildings with, you know, the red bricks and shit, the regular bricks, she used to call them chili reds. Pick up a chili red and knock their if you can find a chili red and knock their motherfucking head off. You know what I'm saying? To do your thing. You know, real quick, I remember my son, right? He was going to school at Coleman Brown, right? And he went to Coleman Brown for like 3 or 4 years and shit. Now he's in Oklahoma. Doing well in school. And everybody loved him. And I used to go to school and man, it was on my kid. Oh my God, I couldn't understand it. I remember first, second, third. He was first, second, third, and fourth grade, I think. And all them years, man, I remember second grade, the fifth graders was, Todd. It was, I can understand the fifth graders knowing who you are. Because, you know, fifth graders, that's like royalty at school. They like, you know, that's like the seniors at high school. They the fifth graders at school. You know what I'm saying? Fifth grader bullying people, but they was loving on Todd. The teachers, everybody come through the hallways. Everybody is, and my son is quiet as fuck. That nigga don't say shit. Right? That nigga quiet as fuck, right? And so, like, we go to class, and I used to go, you know, they used to have where you can go sit with them at breakfast. I go to breakfast, and I see, you know, everybody coming up saying hi to him and stuff like that. And I see the bullies in school. Breakfast, see all those kids coming in, their parents dropping them off and shit, and they in school by themselves, and they ain't got nobody to sit with them. Or you could tell the ghetto kids and shit that, you know what I'm saying, I see the bullies and shit like that. I'm like, damn, I know in my mind, I'm thinking like, you know what I'm saying, I know they be fucking with Todd because he's just a quiet kid. The teachers love him. He's always getting good grades, and they always doting him up. And you know what I'm saying? The principal, everybody was loving on my kid. All those years was the weirdest shit. It's still like that right today. My kid is, I don't get it. The nigga don't say nothing. That's another story. So, I asked the nigga one day we at home. I say, hey man, because every day when he come home from school, I asked him how was his day. You know what I'm saying? It was good. You had a good day, and he's never all the years he never came home and said he had a bad day. One day he had a bad day. I picked him up because he wanted to get at this one girl, this Samoan little girl, and I'm like, nigga, hey, nigga, you got a big ass daddy, nigga, you got a hey. I won't tell y'all the story on that crazy story, but it was the only day he had any problems at school was with this girl he wanted to go out on a lunch date with him when he was second or third grade. But anyway, so I asked him, I'm like, nigga, I was like, you know, every day you come home with this, I'm doing okay type shit. Like, you know, I know that you be going, you know, through shit in school. Like every day can't be great. Like, I know it's bullies in school because I see them when I go to breakfast. I know they be fucking with you. You know what I'm saying? They probably fuck with everybody, right? And so I said, do the bullies fuck with you? And he said, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Immediately I get on defense mode. I'm ready to go slap some kids and some daddies and a whole bunch of shit. Fuck them kids, right? You know what I'm saying? But he's right. I think we're eating at McDonald's or something. I don't know where we were at. You know what I'm saying? And he just eating with no emotions type shit. Like, I'm like, okay. I like they be fucking with each other. Yeah, a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Forgot what he said, but he's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. I'm like, so what do you do? Like, what happens? Like, what do you do? Because I'm ready to go up to school and call some shit. But he said, shit, nothing. Shit, I just ignore him and do my own thing and go about my own business. He said something like that, just like nonchalantly, and kept eating his food just like I said, you don't, like, I need to go up there and, like, no, you know what I'm saying? Are you ain't worried about it? No. I'm like, this kid was like a third or fourth grade, man. I'm talking about just nonchalantly. And every day he comes home with the same thing. School was great. Did you have fun? Yeah. What was the best? I asked him, what'd you learn in school today? And he'll try to tell me what he learned. But he's real quiet. You got to kind of pull it out of him and shit. But it's the same every day. It was cool. And he told me that's how he handled the bullies. He just ignores them and does him. Life lesson. I learned it from my son. Rock B, 3 on the tree. I know this was longer than what I expected, but yeah. You know what I'm saying? Learn you. You know what I'm saying? And that fitting in shit, it'll get you like me. You know what I'm saying? Old as fuck. Trying to figure it out. Because you wasn't figured out when you were young. Hope you can listen to this and figure it out before it gets drastic. Like my situation. Rock B, 3 on the motherfucking tree. I'm out. Now, real quick, I had to come back. Now, the bully situation. Now, my son taught me some things, like ignore these bullies and they will go away. It's like the saying, if a tree falls in the wood, does it make a sound? You ignore it, it'll go away. So he ignored them, and they kind of went away. But, when they putting their hands on, that's what you teach them how to, put foot in their ass real quick. Get a brick and knock their motherfucking head off. You know what I'm saying? And they'll stop it. You know what I'm saying? Pretty soon they'll stop it. You know what I'm saying? Go upside their head real fast. Parents, teach your kids that. Go upside their head one time, and they'll stop fucking. You know what I'm saying? And so, my kid taught me something. He didn't have to go upside nobody's head, but sometimes you might have to. You know what I'm saying? For them to understand not to be fucking with you, but sometimes if you ignore it, it'll go away. Just like the tree falling in the woods. Does it make a sound? Rock B, we on the tree. I had to come.